Welcome to Flagler in Focus, your place to hear stories of people, places, wonders, sights, and flavors of Flagler County from coast to country and all the marshland in between. I am your host, Karen Callahan, and today I have with me two guests. One, George Laibl from UF IFAS Extension. Hello, George.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you. And special guest star, my father, Bob Callahan. Say hi to everybody, Dad.
Yeah, good morning.
Awesome. Well, we have a fun show today. George, we're going to kick it off with, how about you introducing yourself to the audience?
All right, my name is George Laibl, born and raised in Palatka, Florida. Spent a lot of time on the St. Johns River growing up, and I believe went to my first Gator game at 13 years old.
Did you know?
Yeah, and kind of knew at that point that's where I want to go to school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fun. And then what brought you to, you're a UF IFAS extension agent, so what brought you to
So I studied horticulture science over at University of Florida, and at the end of my graduation landed an internship with Putnam County Extension. Worked with a lot of the growers in the Tri-County Ag area, that being Flagler, Putnam, and St. Johns, and a lot about extension, and that led to about a 2-year employment on the research farm out in Hastings, where I learned a lot, and took a hiatus for a while, went back to the river and playing with boats, and then I saw that this position came up. I said, let's apply and see what happens, and
Fun.
yeah, 4 months in,
Yeah.
learning something every day.
And you're a Florida native.
That's right.
So that's pretty awesome. Dad, how long have you lived in Florida?
Oh, I've lived in Florida virtually all my life. But it is this kind of, it kind of grows on you. We moved from the southern part of Florida to central. We're just working our way north.
Yeah.
My wife and I, Gloria, your mother. You might have met her.
I met her once or twice. Fun. Well, I have these two gentlemen here because we're going to talk about peppers.
Datil peppers in specific.
Datil peppers specifically, but let's start the conversation off with that since we've got our resident expert being George and a connoisseur being my father. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about the datil pepper, first off? George.
Okay. So
George being the expert.
I don't know about an expert. Still learning, but I do love it.
Yeah.
My grandfather grew a lot of them. My dad's grown a lot of them, and that's been handed down to me. Our family's made a lot of sauces over the years.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. So it's a great pepper for making sauce. You don't need a lot of it. It's got quite the heat, about the same as a habanero, somewhere between 100 and 300,000 Scoville heat units.
What are these heat units? Is that an actual thing?
It's a metric.
Okay.
They developed to measure the spiciness of peppers.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So if you see SCUs, that's the Scoville heat units.
Oh, I see. This whole time I thought Dad was just making stuff up when he was
Someone
talking.
made it up. May have been Bob.
So wait a minute. So so you're from Palatka, right? So you guys have grown it like generation after generation. You've grown different peppers, or specifically this one, or
Specifically datils.
Okay.
My grandparents on both sides were avid gardeners, so they probably grew some other peppers, but I actually have some of my grandfather's datil seeds, which is pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Haven't gotten any of them to sprout. I think they're just a little too old, but it's kind of
Ooh.
a nostalgic thing. I hold
Yeah.
on to them.
How would you get those to sprout? Is there is there something specific that you can do? What's an ideal way to grow peppers from seeds?
They like heat.
Okay.
So just like their native climate where they're from, I like to start them on a heat pad, about 80 degrees, and that seems to help them out a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't have to refrigerate it first, right?
Nope.
That's not one of those type of, okay.
Peaches like that.
Oh, peaches are
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
And they're from a colder climate, so it's kind of cool.
So datil, is it native to Florida, or is it just is it native to Florida, or is it native like to greater areas like in the tropics or what have you?
No one has really been able to find where it's from. So, I mean, it may be native just to Northeast Florida.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
A lot of stories that it came over from the Menorcans when they came over to Florida looking for a new life a couple hundred years ago.
Where's that? In Spain.
Island right
The
off of
island,
Spain.
right? Okay.
There's Majorca and Minorca.
Okay.
And then some say it came from Cuba. Some say it came from the western shores of Africa. And there's really close genetics to some of those other peppers from there, like the Scotch bonnet down in Cuba or Jamaica. but there's actually no trace of dattils in these other places.
So they're the same family as that? I don't even know how the
Same family.
pepper family genealogy works. So
It's a wormhole.
is it it's a wormhole or a
It
rabbit
is.
hole? Okay.
But it's fun.
So you've been making sauces since you were little?
Yes,
That's
my dad
nice.
has, and I've been learning along the way.
My dad makes sauces too. Right, Dad?
Yeah.
But you said you don't make them out of dattils.
No, I don't use a daddle. I like the daddle, but I actually just like it out of straight to eat.
Yeah? Fresh
Because-
pepper?
Fresh pepper. It's just a nice flavor to it. I actually don't find the same burn that I would find in a Scotch bonnet. Scotch bonnet, well, the Scotch bonnet is a little bit higher, I think.
I think so.
It's about 250,000 on the Scoville scale. But you said it was a habanero?
Habanero is about the match.
About the
on
match.
Heat unit scale, yeah.
Because habanero can be very hot.
It can.
Particularly the chocolate version of the habanero.
Mm.
So
It's a
that-
chocolate.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, there's one that's very hot. It's almost I think it's 250,000. It's way up there in the burn range.
He was saying though the habaneros are more for the island out there on the islands.
Yeah, well, habaneros are Mexico, and you can find habaneros in a lot of places. But I traveled a lot when I was working, and I would go to Caribbean islands, Windward, Leeward Islands, north coast of South America, Jamaica a lot.
Nice.
And I really got to see all the different peppers, and every place has their unique pepper sauce. And I'd have to say Florida uses a daddle,
Yeah.
because that is the Florida taste, a taste of Florida. So that's why I and then I mentioned even most of the brands of daddle have an alligator on the label, right?
That's right.
So it's a rather classy pepper. It's very good with with foods, and if you pour the vinegar and the sauce over your rice and beans or whatever, it's
Or
really
some
good.
collards,
Yeah.
Some pepper sauce.
Okay, so
And you were saying, I don't know, which maybe both of you can answer this. Like, what made us start eating peppers? Like, especially like the spicy ones. Like, I don't know, who was the first human to say, "Dang it, I like my tongue to be on fire"?
I think just a search for some extra flavor. You know,
Yeah.
look back in history and everyone boiled meats and had these stews, and it sounds pretty plain Jane, so they just looked for any way to add some color to that meal, some texture, some different tastes.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
You want your tongue to be on fire.
Maybe to get your heart pumping. Yeah.
So, Dad, like you're an Irishman from up north. You grew up north, and there was no flavor to those potatoes. So, what got you liking peppers?
Puerto Rico when I was,
Uh-huh.
when I was dating your mother,
Oh,
and her mother used to put pepper sauce on the table.
She was trying to scare you away, Dad.
Probably. Unfortunately, I fell in love with the pepper, and then my wife, and but no, and you'll find that once you get a taste for pepper, then you want to try a different type of flavor of pepper. So to me, I like peppers like the Scotch bonnet, which is that one that of course no one can see that.
No,
I'm talking.
but you can put a picture up later.
But the Scotch bonnet from Jamaica has a very unique flavor, and they use it for cooking. A single Scotch bonnet in a stew can fill the entire room, and that's a Scotch bonnet that you don't break the skin on. You just put it right in the stew, and the whole room will smell like that Scotch bonnet. And it's a beautiful island flavor, and that's kind of like what got me going with the peppers.
Yeah. Well, Dad, you've done a variety of gardens over the. I'm not sure how, not probably as extensive as George's gardens, but we've always had small gardens. And recently, you created a hybrid pepper of your own that were.
Oh, yeah?
My father accidentally created what we're calling Satan babies right now. So he's got like an extensive pepper garden, and he saw these peppers. Here are these and
Satan babies.
Well, look,
Little
they
Lucifers.
look like cayenne, right? So he was like, oh, he just picked cayenne pepper, and they were. So what we think happened was one of his regular cayennes accidentally cross-pollinated with What do we think? Was it the Carolina Reaper or was it the
It
ghost pepper?
A Reaper, I believe.
So
Because
it's the innocence of a cayenne.
I love that. That's so cool. You know, hybridization is very common.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about hybridization
evolution.
and how it works and whatever.
So one pollinator, give it a bee or a bird,
Yeah.
goes from one flower to the next, or us just walking by, get some pollen on your
Yeah.
jeans, goes to the next flower, and there you go, just like all of us. So there's actually some sweet dattles out there.
Oh,
that-
really?
Very palatable. There's hardly any heat to them at all, but they have that pungent citrusy flavor that the datil has. And so that's probably part of the reason you don't find dattles elsewhere in the world, because hybridization over the years, again and again and again.
Well, how does that work? Because isn't each pepper plant like its own species?
It is, so it, like a lot of times the second generation doesn't produce viable seeds, and I may be wrong on this, but that's my understanding of it. So I'm not sure what it takes to get the viable seeds from a good cross-pollination,
Yeah.
but you'd have to ask a geneticist about all that.
Do we have a geneticist
I didn't get too
in the
into the
room?
physiology of all that.
No.
But you can get the first generation of a hybrid and have some really cool peppers, but then it kind of dies off right there. So I'm not sure what it takes to keep that gene going.
So George, do you do as you grow peppers, like how do you harvest the seed? Like I guess I asked this before, but how do you kind of harvest and replant? Like what do you have any recommendations on that?
Yeah, rubber gloves are great. I'll say.
Step one, rubber glove. Okay.
Especially if you wear contacts.
Yes.
Ask me how I learned that. And even wearing rubber gloves, you have to be very careful taking them off, because
Yes.
I've done all those steps and then gone and take my contacts out and
That's
just
the worst.
really, hurt myself.
Okay, so is the datil like the only native pepper to Florida, or are there others?
As far as I know, and then someone out there is going to say it's not native to Florida, but
Yeah.
it probably is the most regional native pepper to Florida.
Yeah.
And maybe there's something out there that I don't know about.
What are the challenges and advantages of growing peppers here in Flagler County or in this region?
I love Florida because people ask what our growing season here is, and it's pretty much year round.
Yeah.
Datil peppers and a lot of other peppers, they like a little bit of shade. So if they're in full sun, they're going to roast this time of year. But if you got a little bit of shade, you can produce year round pretty much. And then in the colder months, they will slow down, kind of go into dormancy. But datil peppers are cool that you can cut them back every year, and they're going to flush out with new growth. And God, my dad's got like 7 or 9 plants that he swears he's been pushing along for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
And
that
I'm like,
old.
Dad, it's time for some new plants. The pepper gets smaller and smaller every year,
Yeah,
but they're
oh
full
my
of flavor,
gosh.
and he's still making sauce with them in a lot of dishes, and they
Yeah.
do great.
How
but,
about you, Dad? What's your longest lived plant in your current garden?
Oh no! Recently, the weather hasn't been good for living by the beach. So
Yeah.
one of the bad things, I think, is the salt water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once it gets into the
soil.
plant, it kind of burns it off.
They don't like that.
And
Yeah.
and also consistent wind. They don't like constant wind. So, but no, I agree with
George.
with George. Yeah, they need a little bit of shade. They need water.
Yep.
and they need a decent soil to settle into. So, but I'm kind of curious though. You said that in the cold weather that they will go into like a hibernation, or they will.
Yeah, a little
they'll
bit.
but they will grow, or just stop.
I think that they stop pushing any growth, and they just kind of go into dormancy, kind of go into sleep mode, you know. And spring comes, they'll start warming up, they'll start pushing some new growth, and then come midsummer to late summer, you'll start seeing some blooms and some peppers to follow.
And you think that's for all peppers that you've experienced, or is there a perennial pepper at all?
I don't think it's be quite a perennial, but you can push them along for a good amount of time. They just lose vigor with time. That's why they're mainly an annual plant. So most of our commercial growers, I think all of our commercial growers, they replant every year. They don't chop them back and keep them going, because you do lose vigor. You get less peppers and you get smaller peppers every season. But for someone that's got a backyard garden or some on the porch, you know, it's pretty cool. You just keep them going. And Yeah.
Good
And then we're
advice.
constantly fighting the fungus. I know you said some
Yeah.
disadvantages.
Yeah. So what's up with that? How do you fight the fungus?
Like Bob said, there's usually an alligator on every sauce bottle because we're out here in the swamp.
Yeah.
And everything thrives, including fungus. So that's
Yeah.
probably the biggest battle that growers face. And then there's some insects too that they face, but lots of mildews and molds constantly trying to eat your plants. But there's lots of great products to fight them back.
Yeah, that's interesting because I rarely see insects on our pepper plant. Like I'll see them on maybe my strawberries or my eggplant, but for the most part, I don't know if it's because we live closer to the beach, Dad, or not, but I don't notice a lot of insects attacking the peppers. Not to say that they don't, though.
You got a healthy garden.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about healthy. But I know one of our challenge. I think you mentioned the salt air. I'm thinking just the amount of sand in our soil is what I noticed that's different from when we lived on the other coast, where I feel like the soil was a little richer. But you don't, Dad. You don't plant them directly in the ground. You've been lately doing the pots, the huge pots.
Yeah, I've been using huge pots now, but I don't know if even that's good enough. I'm going to go back to the ground.
The ground.
Yeah, but I'm going to go to the ground with more cover.
Nice.
Well, yeah, because at my house I have it like it's not really a raised garden, but it's raised off the soil, and I keep trying to put the new soil in it, but still it gets that sand. I don't know, it gets that sandy composition to it.
But George, tell me if I'm wrong. The reason you might not see insects too heavily on pepper plants is the reason that they're hot. Isn't that a protection from birds and insects?
That is kind of a natural host defense that they possess, yes. Kind of like nicotine. That's a poison that tobacco plants use to keep pests off. But there's still some pests that have just grown stronger against it, and it doesn't bother them as much. And some of those insects that are on your plants are so tiny, you've got to really search for them. So some people think they don't have any.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. They're just too tiny.
Look on the underside of those leaves, with the magnifying glass, and there's a little aphid crawling around.
Flipping aphids. Hate them.
They're pests.
I don't know which of you two to ask this. What are some? I'm going to just throw it at both of you, and you can just go back and forth. What are your tips for someone who wants to start growing peppers here in the area? They're both passing it on to each other.
Do it. It's
do
fun.
it. Just do it.
Yeah.
First, I'd say find the pepper you like.
Yeah.
If you have a pepper that you find is flavorful, good for cooking, or just like to eat, I like jalapenos raw.
One of my favorites.
And in the days when I drank heavily,
Something about it pairs well.
but you take a jalapeno pepper and a cold beer. I mean, there's something. It's just really nice. But find something you like, and then grow that. You'll take more interest in it, and you'll take more care of it.
And you'll learn
Right.
a lot.
because you're watching it. But peppers are kind of like little puppies or little animals. You kind of take plants in general, I guess.
That's right.
You watch it grow. It's something that you're nurturing and you're watching it grow.
And you look forward to it, and it's rewarding.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
you get a harvest. I will say start small, too, because just like you're saying, like a little puppy or something, you want to take care of it. I think last year, the year before, I started 150 seeds and did well, and next thing you know, I had 150 plants. And then I'm like, why did I do this?
They're asking for child support.
Yeah.
Where's my child
I'm
support?
texting my sister, my cousin, my girlfriend, will you water? I'm on my way home.
Oh my God, it is true. Then you worry about them when you're gone. Like,
Yeah,
can
yeah.
somebody please water my
my
plants?
Yeah.
All right.
So one plant will give you plenty of peppers.
Yeah, that part, definitely. How can some home gardeners save seeds and ensure they grow well?
Keep them clean, keep them dry, keep them cool. I think it's the best thing. And they store in the freezer very well.
So do you dry them for how long before you plant them? What do you recommend?
You know, you can spread them out on a paper towel, put them in the windowsill for a week, and they'll be dry, good to go.
Anything different, Dad?
No,
about it?
That's what I have right now, and they're in a paper towel.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch in the freezer. So
So basically what you're saying is you and George have been in cahoots this whole time.
Oh yeah. The pepper people.
The pepper people. You've gotten some of his hot sauce, haven't you?
yeah, most definitely.
All right, some fun questions real quick. So I'm going to ask both of you this. What's the hottest pepper you've ever grown, and did you taste it? I think I know the answer to this from my dad, but we'll start with George.
Maybe 4 years ago now, we grew a lot of dattles along with the habaneros, but we found these Cajun bells. They were just at Ace Hardware in the nursery.
Oh, really?
And I don't think they were quite as hot as the habaneros and the dattles, but they were good. Like you're saying, with a cold beer, just fresh. Oh, man. But the habaneros probably, we may have had some Scotch bonnets in that garden too, but I didn't touch them. I think I gave them to my uncle to make some sauce.
Yeah.
But, no.
How about you, Dad?
I think the hottest I've ever had was a Carolina Reaper. I've not taken some of the super hot ones. I just don't have any pleasure getting the burn.
Yeah.
I eat peppers for the flavor. And if the burn is so much that you can't even think about the flavor, you're thinking about recovery.
Yeah.
You
Well, at that point, it's a chemical weapon, right?
Yeah. Pepper spray.
pepper spray. I mean, and there's different grades and different strengths of even the pepper spray. But once you go into the weaponization, that's what there's pepper sprays that you can sell for self-defense out of your purse, and there's pepper sprays that the police use, and there's pepper sprays that the military uses, and then there's pepper sprays beyond that.
Okay,
So-
no, thank you.
Yeah, I never knew that.
That
I
sounds
remember in high
dangerous.
school, some pepper spray accidentally got sprayed in a classroom, and everyone had to leave that classroom.
Oh, my
Just in
gosh.
the air, the volatiles, intense.
Yeah. And you were just talking about, like, wear rubber gloves when you're even just extracting seeds. So
Well, if you take that pepper right there that's on the desk.
he's pointing to a very
that-
deadly pepper.
No, that's one of the Satan babies. and you actually you're cutting it up and you're throwing it down the sink and you're washing your hands. Well, if you're standing over the sink, it'll affect your eyes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
insane.
That's how strong that is.
Start sneezing.
Then why did you bring it in here, Dad?
It's in a plastic
Contained.
bag.
That's
Don't open
that's a
it.
concealed weapon. Not cool. Okay, one last question. So do either of you or both of you have any favorite pepper-based recipes?
Yes, but I'm not telling him. His parents will be
Well, you
using it for.
you both obviously make hot sauces out of them. I like to make salsa. You know my
Ooh,
salsa.
yeah.
I put in whatever peppers are growing in the garden, usually just one or two because they get so hot. And then I throw in some tomatoes and garlic and a white onion and some lime zest. And oh my God, there's nothing like a fresh salsa
Sounds great.
to go along with y'all's beers.
Yeah.
But those are fun.
It's pretty generic. Anyone can do it, but just a datil mustard is something that my dad's experimented
Ooh.
with, and it's awesome. I mean,
Really?
even on just pretzels or chips, you
Yeah.
just can't stop. It's so good. And then another one that Dad's come across is like you hear of mango habanero sauces.
Yes.
Yes.
Dad did a mango datil, and it complemented each other so well. It
Ooh,
was a great sauce.
excellent.
Or sometimes just one or two peppers in a big pot of spaghetti if I'm cooking.
Mm-hmm.
That 2's enough. 3's too much.
No, that's true. Even if I make like a soup, if someone in the house is sick, I'll just throw one of the peppers from the garden whole inside. Like, you don't split it up, but you just put the pepper in the soup while it's sitting, and then you take it out so nobody accidentally eats it. But it's really good. From what I understand, it could be just me being like woo woo, but I just find that peppers are good to ward off like ailments, like as far as if you have a virus or you're not feeling well, you're all stuffy. I don't know. For some
Seems
reason,
like
I
it.
feel like it scares away the virus if you have one.
Yeah, like a good hot curry soup.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. All right. Well, it's getting close to lunch. So as we're recording this, we're all going to get hungry. Well, I appreciate you guys being here to talk peppers with us. So thank you so much to the both of you.
Thank y'all. It's been a pleasure.
George, if people need to find you to talk about anything UF IFAS related to your what you do, how can they contact you?
UF IFAS comes up on a Google search and search my name, George Laibl, Flagler County Extension. I am the Ag and Natural Resource Agent. So
Wonderful.
my email should be listed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Dad, I don't think you want people to find you, but thank you for coming. He said you're happily retired.
Just look at the post office. The picture's there.
Yeah. Well, thank you, both of you, for hanging out with me this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Well, that will do it for this episode of Flagler in Focus. Until next time.
See ya.